You wanted to become a designer, you just finished the bootcamp, but for some reason you're still not landing those interviews and don't know what's the problem. So I'm making this video for those people. My name is Balint. I've been designing 5 years ago. I've been working for startup companies, enterprise companies. I also hired people for our companies, and now I'm teaching and educating designers about a year ago. If you want to learn more about me and what I'm doing, follow me on Instagram, or you can also join our private group, link in the description. So first things first, what you have to have is having 3 pieces of project, okay? 3 pieces of project is the minimum which you have to have in your case study, because this is the amount where recruiters can confidently say that, okay, he has the skills which we are looking for, right? Important note here that recruiters going to spend really low amount of time on your case studies, okay? So I highly recommend focusing on good quality visuals, showing your application as much as possible, focusing on titles, images, and basically the logic, sort of like the structure on your case study. But don't overcomplicate it, because that's why most people are going to fail and most people never going to finish their portfolio, because you guys are just overcomplicating it. So I'm just going to make it simple. Have 3 pieces of project in your portfolio. Your portfolio should have only 1 homepage with 3 works included inside, and then 1 headline at the top. First, create the case study copy by using the structure and the template which you can see on the screen now. Here is also a video where you can watch more details about how I'm structuring my case studies. But you should focus first only on the structure, only on the text and copy. Secondly, focusing on the images. And third is going to be the time when you are actually building your case study in Framer, okay? Now you go to Framer, choose a pre-made template. Here are also the recommended templates which I'm using. Framer is free. You can use it anytime you want. If you wanna purchase a personal domain and you wanna host multiple pages, you're going to need to pay $12 for it, which is, I know it's some money, right? Especially when you're not working. It's kind of painful, but this is life. If you wanna get a normal, cool looking, convincing portfolio, I recommend paying for Framer. It's a small investment compared to the amount of money which you're going to earn once you're going to land a UX UI designer role. As I said inside the case study structure video, I'm explaining it more detail, but just to give it to you in a nutshell, your case study has to follow the following structure. First, you have to give context about what's happening. Okay, what is the project is about? Why is it important? But most importantly, what is the main problem which you're trying to solve? Again, lead with visuals, okay? In the second part, you want to talk more about the research. What was the different research methods which you were doing, so you actually gather data for your project. After this, you should follow it with the ideation phase, where basically you are switching from research to the actual designing phase, right? What is happening in between it? How did you turn data, aka research, how did you turn data into an actual wireframe, okay? This is going to be a really important step, because this is the part which you, if you explain it well, people are going to actually see that you are a good designer. They're going to understand that you are not just a random graphic designer making nice looking UI designs, but you're also a good UX UI designer who actually knows the reasoning behind why you are doing those things, right? This is what you want to show in your case study as well. After you have the ideation phase, you can go to the wireframing, sketching, feature list, and eventually explaining your features, how those features are solving the main problem. Also important to note here, during your whole case study, you want to focus on your problem, how you solve that problem, how this problem is affecting the user, how your features solving the specific problem for the specific users, and what is going to be the result of you solving that problem for them, right? And now maybe it sounds complicating, but just to wrap it up again, just focus on the problem and how you're solving that problem, right? At the end of the day, we are problem solvers, right? Our job is to make money for the business, and we are making money for the business by solving problems for the users, by using design, by pushing pixel to left and right, creating beautiful designs, nice working applications, and eventually it's going to result in higher user satisfaction. That is our goal as designers, never forget that. After you have your case study done, I also recommend optimizing your CV and LinkedIn. For your CV, I recommend just writing it out as you would normally do. You can find a ton of information online, it's up to you. But what I would highly recommend, just put it in ChatGPT or any other AI tool, so they can review it for you and ask them to make it ATS friendly, ATF proof. What does ATS stand for? Applicant Tracking System, which is basically also just an AI, like a robot, which is going to check your CV or resume if you are good enough for the role, right? So you want to make sure that you are ATS proof with your CV. For your LinkedIn, I recommend just filling in every detail, every field, every form, every information, whichever you can fill in on your LinkedIn account, okay? This is going to ensure that when someone is going to look at your LinkedIn account, they're going to get to know as much information about you as possible. In the contact section, you can also link your portfolio. That's important. Do that, okay? Asking for testimonials. If you have people, maybe previous colleagues, alumni, classmates, just message them, maybe a manager from your previous role, even if they are not design related. I highly recommend asking for testimonials, because testimonials are sort of like social proof that you are a cool person who knows what's going on. Even they are giving you compliments on not design related stuff, it's still better to do so, okay? Ask for testimonials, it's huge. Also, what is really important on LinkedIn, pump up your connection number to at least 500. You cannot add more people than, I would say, 20 or 25-ish a day, and not all, and don't add them at the same time, because LinkedIn going to think you are a bot otherwise, and they're going to ban your account, especially if it's a new account. Don't add them immediately, okay? And after you have your portfolio ready, your CV and your LinkedIn account, you can start applying for jobs. In terms of applying for jobs, I'm not recommending just blindly applying for any type of jobs which you can find on LinkedIn. Even though that tactic also can work sometimes, I would rather recommend finding jobs that you actually like, which you're actually interested about, and creating your application for them. Meaning, you might need to change or refresh your CV tailored to that job application. You're probably going to need to spend some time writing your cover letter specifically for that job application. You're going to need to spend some time answering the form for that job application, and you're also gonna need to message the recruiter, maybe some designers or some HR managers inside that company after you applied. It's definitely going to take some more time, but it's definitely going to worth your time, worth applying, because it's going to be more efficient than just like randomly applying for hundreds and hundreds of jobs. Even though that's also can be efficient, in my opinion, it takes more time and is less efficient. Companies don't really like people who are just like blindly applying. And if you do everything well, and if everything is optimized well, you should land interviews. On average nowadays we say that you have to apply 50 times to get one interview, okay? I would rather say 50 to 60. If you are averaging one interview out of 50 or 60 application, you did a good job, okay? And I know these numbers sound ridiculous and a lot, but this is the reality of nowadays being a designer. So it's something which you can accept and live with that and act on that, or this is something which you can complain about and give up, okay? Then you're not going to be a designer. I also want to mention networking. If you have the opportunity, because you live in a bigger city or you live in a cool area where there is like a lot of stuff going on, I highly recommend checking out networking events. Maybe not even for the sake of just like finding someone to employ you, but rather to just like hang out with other designers, and this way you're going to also elevate the feeling that it's possible, you know, designers are not like aliens, and this is not like a word where it's impossible to get to. I'm a designer, I also started from nothing. And this is also something which you can do if you are talking to more designers, seeing designers, hearing their stories. You're going to have a better understanding and a better relationship towards this world as well. So that would be it. If you want to learn more about all of these tactics which I just was listing out for you here, I highly recommend joining our group. You have the link in the bio where you can join. If you're joining, you can have one free portfolio review onboarding call with me, alright? We're also hosting weekly themed workshops where I'm teaching all of these things, and you're also going to have access to a full course detailing all of these techniques in much more details than I was giving to you right now. It was nice talking to you. I hope you're going to have the best of year in 2025. Good luck!